Alrighty, day two. Day two. I should have got some water. Should have got some water before starting the stream. Let's just get the game up and then I'll go get some water. Okay, there's the game. With my physics that now work. Hooray, but I can't get into that gap. But that's fine-ish. There's the code. Oh yeah, we just got the boxes in as well. Alrighty, so next step. Let's do some of the kind of physics nice things, like, well, first of all, I'm pretty sure. Okay, do I have my art, my pixel art anywhere? I think I did it on Windows, so let me find my Windows files. There we go. Documents, projects, games. Okay. Can I open that in GIMP or anything? Do I even have GIMP installed? Quite possibly not. No. Oh well, I'll do art later. Let's change the character to a... Actually, it's fine. Let's leave the character as a circle. But we want a little bit of coyote time so that if you jump a bit late, it still feels good. So what's the best way of dealing with that? Or should I do some tidy up? Let's do the coyote time first. Then we'll do some tidy up. Stream's current bitrate is lower than recommended rates. We recommend, what do you recommend? 6,800, I could do that. Stream, output. Okay, let's do 6,800. Apply. Will it apply to the current stream? Possibly. Yeah? It looks like it. Hopefully that warning will go away then. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, so what I basically want is I want to know if I'm on the ground. So in my physics, which is here, I know whether I'm on the ground because floor collisions happened. We do a second floor collision though. So we should count both of them. Yeah, we should count both of them. If either of those two floor collisions happens, we're on the ground. And we should allow a jump. And where do I do that? So currently jumping basically just checks if I'm at velocity 0. Which would also mean I'm on the ground. Not necessarily, I could be at the peak of my jump. Does that mean if I like time? It's probably not possible because there's probably not a point where I'm exactly at 0. But yeah, I shouldn't do it based on velocity because at the peak of my jump, my velocity is 0. I'm not on the ground at that point. I should do it based on the collision. So this is bad right now. In fact, let's put a to-do in here. To-do. This should be based on whether I'm on the ground or not. Not my velocity. There's so much to do. But it's fine. Okie dokie. So let's do this a really simple way for now. Let on ground equal false. If this happens, on ground is true. I do not need semicolons. If this happens, on ground is true. Let's just log that and just double check that it seems to match what we're expecting. On ground. Well, let's get rid of some of the logs. Yeah, these ones. Cool. Why are they not going? Was it not those? Are there others? Nope. Ah, okay, just have to do a hard refresh, sure. So we're on ground, yes. We're not on ground, we're on ground. False, true, okay, that seems to be working perfectly. Okay. Like what I actually need to do here is not, when the event happens, don't actually change the velocity immediately. Basically just put a thing saying, oh, the player tried to jump. Like basically have a queue of keys that have been pressed. And then in the physics actually apply this. That's fine, we'll do that later. What's the thing I'm doing? So I basically want a kind of... So there's going to be some amount of time where coyote time... So something like a pretty short amount of time, like a fifth of a second or something like that. And we're doing this in seconds. And so what we want to do is like if we press up, so in fact we're gonna have to change this now anyway, aren't we? Yeah, because we're gonna be changing the jumping logic. Okay. Should I keep it hacky to begin with? Maybe I should keep it hacky to begin with. Because I could just say, are we jumping? And if we are, jump and then set it to false. Sure, we're gonna keep it hacky. Let's jumping, false. Super hacky for now. Get rid of that. So then we just say jumping is true. I don't want you to be able to just hold it though, which is fine. We won't be able to just hold it. Yeah, so it's just when it's down, it's not the repeat. It says jumping is true, and it'll do a jump at some point. But if jumping is true, then we're always going to set to false whether or not a jump happens or not. Yeah, okay. So at this point we know we're on the ground. So if on ground, well, if jumping equals false, super hacky for now, it's fine. If on ground, then, oh, what was the, oh, I've still got it there. Player velocity, y equals minus 12. So in theory, my jumping should still work. I obviously haven't done my coyote time yet, but jumping does still work. I can't double. Ooh, what just happened then? Did I? Maybe I was on the ground. Yeah, I'm not noticing anything weird. Okay, I thought something weird happened, but it seems to be good. Alrighty. So then what I basically want is not if on ground. If was on ground less than coyote time ago. Yep. Okay. So if on ground, we're going to set some kind of like last on ground to the current timestamp. This should be fine. Yeah, and then just check if that is not, yeah, okay. And we can short circuit if it's if we're currently on the ground. So last on ground, let's call it last on ground timestamp. In fact, let's change both. Last on ground 0, that's fine. Let's change the name of both. The last on ground timestamp. Cool. I mean, I could also, I think it's fine to leave it at 0. So if on ground or last on, well, so timestamp minus last on ground timestamp. This will be milliseconds. So if that is less than my coyote time milliseconds, so coyote time, what did I set it as? Oh yeah, so it was in seconds, so times 1,000. Let's make it really, let's add a lot of coyote time, like a whole second. So we'll check that it works. It appears to work. Let's make it like 0.2. Okay, so that was like me pressing it fairly slowly. Yeah. Hey, I got a bit of coyote time. And not too much, that's probably a pretty good number. But you can drop a little bit and still jump. I like it. Is it too much? Maybe let's try 1.5. That's probably pretty good. Yeah? I'm happy with that. Cool, we can lower it later if we need to. I think that's pretty good. If anything, it's a bit too much, but for now it's fine. Well, that was easy. That was very easy. So what's happening there? Something weird happened then. Well, first of all, I don't like that I'm like wedging into the... Okay, it happened again. I think... Okay, let's look at that a bit more closely. It feels like the corner issue again. In some way. So there's like a snapping that happens there. That's because there's a moment where I'm in the wall, because yeah, it allows me to jump upwards to the top left. But shouldn't my second collision be happening? So my second like floor probe check should happen. Because there's no up collision, there's no down collision. And it should then check if in that direction we are, if in that direction there's anything. Wait, so what will this actually be? This will be the projected position. So yeah, it'll just shift me onto a floor probe, which means it's not just a floor probe, it's both directions. It's a floor probe and a ceiling probe. It should detect that and then shift me down. Oh, also, okay, so that's wrong right now to do. Only true if it's an actual floor collision. That's what I get for naming the function badly. So in theory right now, I think I could jump indefinitely. Hello. Yes, which issue were you around for yesterday? Basically collisions are mostly working. There's still some issues. I've just added coyote time, so you can like jump slightly after going over the edge. So if you do a slightly late jump, you still get to do the jump. But I think I fixed most of the issues. I've got a different issue now though, which I'm trying to deal with, which is like this. I think you just saw it then. Well, first of all, I'm not sure why it's even letting me jump, because the top... No, I am sure. I do know why it's letting me jump. Because at that moment, I'm on the ground, I can jump, it sets my velocity. It's interesting, because I'm setting my velocity here. Maybe I want to set my velocity after updating the position, so that it doesn't actually do anything until next turn. That feels weird. But like the problem is I've already done the probing into the future at this point. But I had to probe to know whether I'm on the ground or not. Well, that's my future. That's my future status. I want my current status. No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm on the ground. So this, I think this will fix that issue. Let's jump over again. Yeah, so now I can't jump up there. It does just mean that the jump is starting. Oh, weirdly a jump didn't happen then. Weird. But okay, now I don't get the problem anymore. Maybe I just accept that. Does everything feel great? Volian Zero, are you somebody I know from Discord or anything? Do you have like a different username elsewhere? Also, did I ask this yesterday? Are you making a puzzle for Confounding Calendar? I might have asked this yesterday. Okay, so I fixed that issue. Let's commit. Where's my terminal? It's over here. I actually did two things then, so I technically should split them, but I can't bother. Okay, so just a regular viewer. Thanks for being a regular viewer. I assume you're a puzzle game fan. Okay, so right now I can get into that. It's a little bit awkward. So the other thing I wanted to fix was this, that I can't get into that space, basically. I think I could if I were like pixel perfect. I was trying for a while yesterday, but failed to actually do it. Okay. Why do I keep trying? I mean, the issue is going to be that it's never going to happen, right? Because I'd have to be exactly in the center of that cell. But my jump trajectory is always the same. I never get a different jump trajectory. I don't have I can't hold it for less time to jump less. Oh yeah, you were gonna ask about that. I forgot about that. Yeah. Corey will respond at some point. Or you can ask Beaky as well. Beaky's the other organizer. Alrighty. Okay, so I was thinking about this problem, the problem of trying to slot into that gap and like what my solution would be, and I think I'm just going to do it as a kind of special, it's just a special physics check that's going to happen. And what I was thinking is maybe if, what I could do is like shoot out 2 other probes closer to the center of the player. So like one sticking out here, one sticking out here. Is my cursor's visible, right? Yeah. Obviously that doesn't mean I should just go straight into that space. That shouldn't just allow me to go left. But if my position is... Basically, if I'm colliding with the wall and my position is like around the center, and those are... Yeah, so if I'm colliding left, but those 2 are free, and I'm near the center, let me go in. That feels alright. That feels alright, I think. Okay. So more probes. So your avatar got the Russian flag. Are you Russian? It's like a person, and then there's white, blue, and red. Is that Russian? Okay, so probe. So basically, if sideways collision, so I could put it in here. If this is happening, then we do a separate check. We do a separate check here for the kind of like the other probes to see if there's a gap to the left of me. And if there is, could it just be 1? It could just be 1. Okay, it could just be 1. And if I'm near the center of the thing, then let me into the space. That will also end up happening then if I just like collide against the thing, but I think that feels fine. Yeah, okay. If I collide against, like it could just be a gap like this one here, if I'm colliding against that. But yeah, as long as I'm close enough to the middle, I'm going to allow me to slip underneath. That basically makes like overhang and floor collisions a little bit more lenient, but I'm okay with that. That's basically what I want. I want some leniency. Okay, that sounds good. So do I just need the 1 probe? If I'm colliding and there's a space here, and the probe is literally just what's in the cell to the left of the player. Okay, so if I'm colliding and if I'm colliding, do I know which way I'm colliding? Because we're removing the velocity. Oh, but the velocity isn't removed yet, so I could still check that. So if I am colliding and the space here is empty and I'm in the middle, okay. Then do this thing, otherwise do the other thing, okay. Do the boring, simple thing. So basically what I want to say is if the player's position is close to the middle, so basically it's close to a 0.5, if you do like 6.54 modulo 1, you do get 0.54. So player position y modulo 1 to get the decimal, subtract 0.5, math absolutes that, I might put some extra brackets around here, even though I don't think it's necessary. You're from Poland. Okay. Hello. An idea for a puzzle involving chess pieces. That sounds interesting. So, like a potential different idea for the Confounding Calendar. Absolute. Play a PlayStation. Why? Also, why am I seeing the chat quite late? Oh no, okay, no, it's all good. Cool. Is it chess pieces on a normal chessboard, or is it like something different to a chessboard? Are they moving like chess pieces? Wait, so what am I saying? If that is less than some small amount, so I'm near the middle, so like 0.1. Because this position is in like cells, so that's 0.1 of a cell. So it's a small space. If that, and sure, it won't be normal chess. I mean, it'll be a puzzle of some sort. There's definitely fun things you could do with chess pieces and building puzzles out of them. So if we're in the middle, in fact, I might just log that for now. In fact, if I just detect that, I don't need to, well, no, I need to detect that and probe the thing. This will be interesting to see what happens actually. If I just detect that, I think I'll be able to like embed myself into blocks if I'm like, yeah, if I'm in the middle of them, but not if I'm at the edge of them. It's hard to test. Go down, oh. Yeah, like I collide to the wall until I'm like centered. It's hard to test, but yeah, okay, that's as expected. So in fact, I think I basically don't need to do anything in this condition, so I might be able to just turn this into a knot. I was thinking I would need to move the player to the side, but that's not true, because they're already moving to the side as long as they don't set the velocity. I'll technically clip into the wall slightly, so I guess I was thinking I would also position. Yeah, maybe I'll position myself. Okay, that's what I'll do. So if this, and we're going to probe basically the position to the left. Oh, data, so it's going to be player position Y, math.floor. And then player position X, math.floor. This line is getting very long. We should deal with that, but in a moment. Player position X. And this is going to be plus the direction that we're currently moving in. So let's get that from up here. Let's repeat that. Yeah. Get the length and then probe that and then say, okay, if that's the case, then we actually want to move the player position Y to be at exactly 0.5. So we're going to floor the current thing and add on 0.5. Have I done that right? No. Not at all. If we're in the center and there is something there, oh, that's the opposite of what it wants, and there's nothing there. Okay, everything seems fine. Let me go to that bit. Can I jump in? I can jump in. I intend to play the games for the calendar. It might be quite tricky in terms of just like having enough time to do it. Hey look, I can jump in. Isn't that cool? So if I like drop, I can also just like hold left and I'll go in. If I'm going too fast, I won't be able to, but that feels right? I mean, it's still pretty easy to get in. I'm fine with that. That feels really good. It gives some leniency about like landing on the ledge as well. So like if I hit that corner a bit low down, it should send me on, although it's pretty tricky to test. Woohoo! I have good physics here. This is nice. Still struggling to test this. There we go, that's fine. Not noticing any weird things. If I just don't test it too much, no weird things will happen. I think I played all the Confounding Calendar ones this year, right? Well, last year. Okay. Basically the physics are done. Like everything I wanted to do with the physics. Oh, the only thing I was thinking of before. Let's jump up here. So there's a slightly awkward thing of like, I'm trying to jump here as I come out from under this, but it's kind of like the opposite of coyote time. It's like the ceiling's stopping me from jumping, but like, only because my timing's like a little bit early. It'd be nice if it were a little bit lenient. Maybe. So basically for that I need like, oh, when did I press up? So I pressed up, the jump happened, and then allow again 0.15 of a second, where it'll keep going, oh, we didn't jump when they wanted to, but maybe I can now, etc, etc. And how does that work with coyote time? That should be good. That should work just fine. I love how I can jump in there now. It's so cool. It's such a simple solution as well. You can see you can see the adjustment happen basically, but that's sort of fine, I think. Yeah, that looks totally fine to me. So yeah, what I'm saying is basically when I hit up, which currently is doing something really ugly, it's saying jumping true, and then I need to record my like jumping time. And if I'm hitting the ceiling, so where's the bit where the jump happens? Here. Which isn't even accurate right now. We should probably fix that. On ground isn't actually on ground. It's also, am I hitting the ceiling? Which is kind of good. But I need them as separate checks, basically. Let me put that to do there as well, so don't forget. Since these are now like totally symmetric, why don't I just... Are they always going to be totally symmetric? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe, maybe, maybe. I mean, why not? It's working currently. It is working currently. So do I just want to completely make this generic? So I pass it a direction? Yeah. Right, also right now it doesn't actually tell me if I'm hitting the floor or the ceiling. Why do I do that? So if I don't do this check, what happens? And this check here. Does anything bad actually happen? No. Yes? Maybe? What just happened then? Maybe not. Felt like I lost an input. Yeah, nothing bad really happens. Basically, dir is just 0 sometimes. And it just probes my own position, which is always going to be empty. So there's a couple of things I could do. A couple of ways I could approach this. I could just probe in the direction that the directions that I'm moving, which can only ever be 2 directions. That doesn't feel ideal. I think I should probe in all directions. Yeah, and use that to determine. Yeah, let's not do this in here. Let's do... Okay, we're going to remove those. Let's probe in all directions. So I can just pass dir in here. So this is like a vertical probe, horizontal probe. That's also going to take a dir. And then let's just probe every direction. Yeah. So vertical probe upwards, well, downwards. Yeah, we can do upwards. So that's ceiling collision. Ceiling collision. This is floor collision. 1. This is left wall, left surface collision. Well, why don't I just say up collision, down collision? Up collision, down collision. Left collision. Horizontal probe. -1. Right collision. 1. Probably don't need them all the time, but it's not like this is going to be much of a waste to do this calculation. So then here, floor collision. I do want this to happen. I do want these to happen. Okay, so down collision should set on ground to true. But then if we also have up collision, no, not also, or. Okay, so let's just move this into another. Okay. If down collision or up collision, do this. Okay, so now on ground actually means on ground, and that's what we can use to determine if we want to jump or not. The sideways collision isn't a thing. So this is the one that I definitely can do in only one direction, because it doesn't have the same stuff going on as the other stuff. Well, that's silly, isn't it? Why don't I do on ground equals? So that's not actually a Boolean, so I'll convert it into a Boolean with that. If down collision or up collision, then do this. If sideways collision, then what is this doing? This is doing the special thing we just added, or it's doing this. So again, if either of them are happening, we want this to happen. But then depending on whether it's a left or a right, we need to change direction here. But they could both be happening. So it does depend on my direction in this particular case. Yeah. Okay. So if it depends on my particular direction in this case, then but these can both happen, but I don't know if I care, but whatever. Okay, so if left collision, let's just keep it consistent with the up and down collisions. If either of those conditions is true, we do this. And then, I mean, also that's part of this. We figure out what direction we're going. Oh, we only do that though if this isn't happening. Yes, okay. So this is going to be very similar. It's going to be this, and then that. Yeah, no matter which direction we go, we want this bit to happen. But this bit is dependent on direction. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then what's this bit? Oh, this is the diagonal check. Let's do some comments. This is what should we call it? This movement where I slot into a gap. I'll call it like leniency. Leniency, is that how do you spell leniency? Is with an E? Leniency, an E. Leniency when colliding with ceiling and floor, but there is a gap to move into. Leniency when colliding with ceiling and floor, but there's a gap to move into. Math sign, that's that should be fine. So then, if not, okay, so if not, should we just like simplify these to like vertical collision? Vertical collision. Horizontal collision. Because this. So then, if not either. Oh, actually, is that what I want? No, not necessarily. I need to do this specifically in the directions that I'm going. Ugh. Okay, I'll do what I just did. Although, I mean, it's still fine to do that. So specifically, if I'm moving like diagonally, yet there isn't a collision in that direction, then we redo a floor collision. Hey Marcos, how's it going? I'm making a platformer. Were you here yesterday? Oh no, it's not working. Oh, it's because I've broken it. It's because I'm in the middle of making a bunch of changes. Yeah, I was doing. It came to me in a flash while I was thinking about it, and then I just couldn't like hold on to that thought. But yeah, I had like acceleration that was in pixels per frame, and was wanting to end up with acceleration which is cells per pixels still, pixels per second, and I was multiplying it by number of frames in a second, but I need to do it twice because it's squared. Its acceleration is per time squared. But then I think when I thought about that at one point, I was like, oh, but that'll make a huge number. But that's correct, because I need to divide it by the number of frames later. Ugh. Well, yeah, so now everything is, I should probably put units on my constants up here, but now everything is in, it's frames, so it's not meters. Sorry, it's pixels per second. But the reason that's fine is because all of my, like if I were going to change it to anything else, it would be like the cell, and the cell is just 8 times the frame. Sorry, the cell is just 8 times the pixels, because each cell is an 8x8 sprite. So, I'm fine with it being pixels per second. Yeah, tiles per second would probably be the most natural way to do it. It's currently pixels. And they're all just arbitrary numbers anyway, so, whatever. Okay, so basically I'm trying to get this bit work. So I'm doing a bit of refactoring so that I can have some... I'm now like making my physics like really like overly nice. I've added coyote time so I can walk off a ledge and still jump for a moment after walking off the ledge, which is nice. I've added in a special check that makes like fitting into a gap like this. Hopefully that's visible. This gap here, like more lenience of jumping into that space, which works. It works nicely. That check is basically just what's here, but it's a bit nasty. The code isn't very nice. It's basically like if I'm colliding with a wall, but there is a gap next to the player, and the player is like at the center of the tile, then allow the player to just keep moving into that space. So that's how that works. Then the thing I'm trying to do now is make it so there's leniency. If I'm walking under a block and I press up to jump, but I'm not quite out from under the block, it feels a bit awkward when it doesn't let you jump. So I want it to be like if you press up and then within like a fraction of a second later you're out from the block, then it'll let you jump. For my project, I consider making more platform-like physics like yours, but resort to simple segmental movements for now to avoid corner cases. I mean, corners have been a problem. Currently they're not. Yeah, if I were trying to be like, I could easily the puzzle that I'm making does not rely on it being a platformer at all in any way, because I did implement it in PuzzleScript already, but I just don't. Part of the thing I'm trying to do is make a puzzle that looks like it's so simple. It has so few elements, yet it's also clearly impossible. I'm trying to set up like an obviously impossible type situation to make you realize that there's got to be another mechanic going on. And so I don't want extra elements. So I don't want like ladders or anything. Or I don't want weird movement where I like walk into a block and suddenly appear on top of it. So to get rid of all that stuff, like extra stuff, I'm just adding jumping like platformer physics. So then you can climb up. Basically, I want to be able to climb up blocks to get behind them and search. But like, there's like to do that without platformer physics, you need some way of moving upwards. And nothing ever feels like amazing. Like ladders are fine, but it's like an extra object, an extra kind of thing, and I don't want extra things, is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna go get some water because I meant to do it before I started the stream. So back in a second. It is not Rust, I'm afraid. It's just JavaScript. Just plain old JavaScript. Alrighty. So this bit I need to sort out. Basically, I need to know. Okay, so all I need to do is horizontal motion collision. Yeah, this is fine. So we're going to do this. So this is going to be the collision that is horizontal in the direction that I'm moving. And so the direction that I'm moving. Well, first of all, we should only do any of this if we're moving in both directions. So if player velocity x is not 0 and player velocity y is not 0, because it's the only time this stuff is relevant. Then, wait, where does it? Oh, so I'm going to set there. I mean, I might as well just do that. Okay. And then, so it's this bit I was working on. So if we're moving in both those directions, then the horizontal motion collision is going to be if this is greater than 0, then it's going to be the right collision. Why is this the left collision? Const vertical motion collision. Player velocity y greater than 0, then it's down collision, otherwise it's up collision. Then we say if not this and not this, then we re-probe the floor, which is a vertical probe with direction 1. So down collision is our new name for this. If there is a down collision at the fully projected thing, then we do this. That's correct. Yeah, I mean, I actually only want this if. I think I actually want to do both. I want to do. I want to do both. Okay, so the other vertical probe as well. So up collision. Yeah, they're kind of like not really raycasts, but yeah, it checks a position a certain distance away from the player, basically. Just is there anything in that space? But like, it's not checking it at that position, it's checking it relative to that position. And it actually checks two things. So the vertical probe sticks two things down. Or up. So if it's -1, it sticks them up. Two things up. And if it's +1, it sticks two things down. Yeah, point casts, I guess. Yeah. So then what is it? If either of these is true, then do that. We're basically repeating what we did up here, which is fine. That's what I want to do. I want to repeat that. And then do that. But only do this if on ground. Which is where, so yeah, it's just if it's a down collision, on ground true. Have I fixed stuff or is everything broken? Let's find out. Everything's broken, there's an error in my code somewhere. Unexpected token. I missed a, where? 275, that's the end of the file, isn't it? Where did I miss a thing? Oh, it looks like it's missing, so somewhere along here. That's got one. Oh, here. Okay. Ooh, floor collision is not defined. That's true. Floor collision is not defined. 192. Whoops. So this is kind of awkward. Like, yeah, there's something, yeah, I should really clean this up a whole bunch, but regardless of whether I'm doing a vertical collision or sorry, an upwards collision or down collision, up and down contain the same number. They're actually a number, it's not like a true or false. It's like, what position should I go to? It's like, it's null if there is no collision, and then it's a position of where I should go to if there is a collision. But that's kind of awkward, and I should probably fix that. And so, but an up collision and down collision both contain the same number in them, so I can just say down collision even though I didn't actually know which way it was. So sideways collision isn't right there. I need like left collision, for example. Oh no, this isn't going to work. Because they might return null, of course. Yeah, I've made a mistake thinking that it's fine. I mean, why don't I just do if vertical collision, and then if wait, what? If either of them is true, then we do want to set that to 0, but we want to set that to the number. Oh, it's like, oh, this is super awkward. I don't want to do it like this. It's ugly code. Oh, I guess that's what vertical collision would be. Oh no, this is super ugly code. Because if that's null, then this will end up being the value of up collision instead. This is super ugly code. But sure. Okay. Cool. Things are working again. Don't judge my code. Cool. So you can see there, that's the thing I added, like the ability to be able to jump into this gap. Although that's not the thing I just added. What did I just add? Oh, nothing. I was just refactoring to be able to do something I want to do. Oh, we got a crash. Assignment to constant variable, 227. Oh, of course. Yeah. Okay. So there's coyote time as well. So if I like go off the edge of a ledge and then press jump, I can still jump for a moment. It's like 0.15 of a second. So the thing I wanted to actually do was make it so that if I press up as I'm coming out from underneath this ledge, there's like, again, it's like opposite of coyote time, anti-coyote time. That's what I'm going to call it. Anti-coyote time, which might just be the same number, but I'll make it a separate number in case I want to adjust it. And what that's going to be is, so I need to know when did, when, so if I press up, I need to remember that up was pressed while there's colliders above me. And then once there aren't colliders above me, if the time that I pressed up was like recent enough ago, allow the jump to happen. Okay. I just had it in my head exactly what I need to do. So, okay, so jumping gets set to true. I think what I'm going to do actually is basically say, just immediately go to, yeah. Immediately turn it into, so where's jumping set there? This is super awkward, but jump timestamp. If, let's not do it right there, let's do it a bit lower down in the physics stuff. If jumping jump timestamp equals timestamp. Alrighty, then we do a bunch of collision checks. And at some point we know whether we've got an up collision. If we do have an up collision, hold on. I also only want to do this if jumping, yeah, okay, so this needs to change. Let's do it all around here, around this stuff. Well, so I always want that to get set to false. Let's just immediately set jumping to false. And then just work entirely with the timestamp. So if there is no up collision, then what's going to happen is we're just going to do the jump, right? Which is just going to be if jump timestamp minus timestamp is less than anti-coyote time, right? Then we don't need to do that. And all this stuff is true. That's happening here. I'm missing something though, aren't I? Hold on. So I press up. Sorry, yeah, I press jump. If there is an up collision, then this doesn't happen, which makes sense. But eventually it will happen. Am I missing something? Doesn't it need to get cleared at some point? It's upwards coyote time, sort of, but like it's also the opposite. So basically the thing I'm trying to do is if I'm walking underneath this block, right, underneath this ledge, and I press up, like, to jump, I don't want it to, like, stop me from jumping just because I pressed it a tiny bit too early. I want there to be a little bit of leniency about starting the jump. Just trying to get rid of all those little places where the physics feels a bit mean. And I'm calling that time between pressing jump and when the jump actually happens anti-coyote, which is definitely not a proper term for it, but that's what I'm calling it. Exactly. It's an intention to jump that lasts until I exit the tunnel. Exactly. You got it. Like, I think if you think about like kind of usability stuff like this and user experience stuff, it all comes down to like thinking about what is the user's intention and what does the game actually do, and you want to like get those as close together as possible. Like basically anything that's to do with making something feel nice is doing that. Or until some cooldown max time. Yeah, basically. Yeah, so there's going to be 0.15 seconds where the jump will still happen. So have I done it? Is there anything else to do there? If there's no up collision, then do this. I feel like there's a mistake here. This is refreshing. I am not pressing up. There's definitely a mistake here. This is happening when I hit the ground. There's no up collision. The jump timestamp should be... Oh wait, these need to be the way round. Yes, they do. Okay. Okay. Feels okay so far. What happens? Let's make it really long anti-coyote time just to see what happens. So it's 1 second. This is not working. Okay, this is not working. So we are setting. So that'll be happening. It'll be set to jumping. Jump timestamp will be set to timestamp. Jumping will set to be false. That's fine. But the jump timestamp is there. Then eventually we're going to loop around a few times. Eventually there'll be no up collision, and that should be true. So why is that not happening? Because we shouldn't be overwriting the jump timestamp. That's outside there. Oh, hold on. This needs to be times by 1,000. Because it's in seconds. Oh, now we have this problem again. Oh, that's because it's 0. Oh, no. Wait, what's going on? Every time I jump, there's like... Oh, yeah, okay. So when the jump does happen, we need to clear the jump timestamp, right? Because otherwise we'll keep jumping for a second afterwards. Okay. That's set to null because 0 is like an actual time. It's when the page loads. So that's null. Then over here we're going to do if up collision, and then if this, we just have 3 ifs in a row here. We should combine them. If jump timestamp is not null, and this happens, and we jump. I mean, regardless of whether we jump, I think we want to set that to null. Okay, we're not jumping a million times now. So now if I press up while I'm under this, no. No, because we do actually want to do if we jump, of course. But if there's no up collision, so this shouldn't happen unless there's no up collision. Oh, I wonder if the jump is happening. Oh wait, oh, what's going on? Why have I got the thing twice? Oh, it's the coyote time, of course. That's fine. So if there's no up collision, I bet it happens sometimes. No? Maybe not. So, no up collision, jump timestamp is not null. Correct. Timestamp minus jump timestamp, less than anti-coyote time times 1,000. So we're in the frame. If we're on the ground, I mean, I'm going to put that in there, but I'm not quite sure why it matters. I mean, I sort of know why. No, it's still not working. Okay, so what's my issue? Let's do some logging. So, jump timestamp set. If there is an up collision, we do nothing. We allow the jump to keep happening. If there isn't a jump collision, no, there are issues here. We want to set that to that in that place, right? Because let's say I press up in the middle of the air, we've set the timestamp, there's no up collision, but we want to clear it because we've pressed up in the air. Oh no, do I want leniency with landing on the floor? Maybe. Oh no. Okay. That's still not going to fix it. Let's look at my log. What do I need to log? Jump timestamp set, it's not jumping. Well, because... well, no, because there's an up collision. So, console log, clearing jump timestamp. I might as well say this then. Okay. So it's clearing it immediately. And no up collision. There should be an up collision, right? At that point. Maybe there's not. There isn't. Of course there isn't, because the up collision is based on projected position. Interesting. So the jump is happening. It doesn't... yeah, okay, so the jump is happening because it thinks I'm falling into the floor because of gravity, and so it's like... is there an up collision from there? What I need is to know is if there's an up collision from where I'm actually standing, I think. Or if there would be an up collision when jumping up. Ugh. What I could do is set the player velocity. Interesting. So yeah, the issue here is this up collision. It thinks there isn't one, or it thinks there is one. No, it thinks there isn't one, and so it's doing a jump anyway. Okay. Okay, so let's start tidying this up a bit. So if jump timestamp is not null, so there's a jump queued, basically. Then there's the check of like whether it's even within the right time. If it isn't, let's just like let's clear it here. Although I'm gonna have to clear it in either case, right? No. So sure, if it isn't within the right time, let's just clear it. Then, if we're within the time, let's do a probe upwards, but from a position projected upwards, basically. That's fine, we can do that. So we'll do a vertical probe upwards. So currently, yeah, basically all my things is going to collide. Because, well, it's not. I mean, so it depends on whether I pass projected player position or player position. And often I'm sort of doing it, I'm projecting in one direction and not the other direction to check like a horizontal collide separately to a vertical collide. For this, though, what I need to do is do a kind of projected collision upwards, even if I'm not necessarily going upwards, just to see if there's a ceiling there. So what I'm going to do is do an up collision here. I'm going to call it a jump collision. So if I were jumping, would I collide with the ceiling? Jump, ceiling, jump, up collision. So -1, and so this is going to be player position Y minus this per frame. I mean, I could just do wait, no, per frame? What am I on about? What is this measured in? This is 12 pixels per second. Yeah, okay. So I just want to move a tiny bit upwards, which I would do if I were writing this nicely. I would just say, do it by a single frame. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 12 divided by FPS. I'll clean this up later. So that's probing just above me. And then, there's not really a reason to make this frame rate dependent. Well, it's not frame rate dependent, it's the opposite, but... Well, no, it is frame rate dependent. There's not really a good reason to do it, is there? Whatever, I'm going to leave it for now. I'm just going to get it working. So then what's the logic now? So there's a jump queued, it's within the window, but there is a collision. We don't want the jump to happen. So just nothing happens. If there is no collision, we jump. We do this. And do we also then set jump timestamp to null? Yes, because we don't want that to be a jump queued anymore. What's going to happen? Okay. So stand under here, press up. That seems to work. I can double jump. That's not ideal, but I can fix that. Okay. So it does work. Why can I double jump? Because I'm not checking if I'm on the ground anymore. Yeah. So why does that need to happen? If there's a jump queued and it's in the right time, then at this point we check we're on ground. Oh. Oh, I've lost my. Oh, I've lost my normal coyote time. Whoops! I just deleted it, didn't I? It was here. Whoops! I thought this was the same code, but it's not the same code. Okay, go back to there. So the normal. So it's on ground or in coyote time. I need an extra bracket there. Yes. Cool. I've got my coyote time back. Can I can't jump while I'm in the air. That's good. If I step onto here and jump, I can. Oh, isn't there going to be an awkward thing where if I do that? No, hold on. This will be fine actually. So if I'm in this ledge here, oh, that's cool. So if I'm in this bit, this little corridor here, and I press jump, so I've currently got the anti-coyote time, like really long period. If I press up while I'm in that corridor and I come out of it, I jump. Cool. Let's make it a shorter period. I think just 0.15 will feel good. Like the same as the coyote time. Okay, that's that. So I'm going to jump out from under here. Perfect. It might be a little too long. That's kind of okay. I like it. Maybe a tiny bit shorter. I kind of felt like coyote time was a bit long as well, so maybe I'll just decrease them both. Okay. So does this also work for if I like press up before I hit the ground? It's just so hard to test. Let's close this. Yes, I think so, which I actually quite like. Yeah, I like that. It means it's lenient about me jumping before I hit the ground. Cool. Physics feels gradually nicer and nicer. Neat. Neat, neat, neat. Good job, me. So Marcos, so you're making a confounding calendar thing? And is it, are you just doing it in puzzle scripts, or are you doing it in your thingy? Are you doing it in one of your like kind of puzzle scripts like things? You had the, what was it written in? Lisp, you had a Lisp one, right? Oh, your secret. I can't see all of your message because the way the YouTube chat works. Secret cave projects, okay. Not so secret. Well, it's not now that you've said it. Secret cave project. Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Is that the... If I say the word maze? Is that one? I'm trying to avoid saying it because it's a secret cave project. Yes, okay, cool. Neat. I like that also that I've got, so if you jump and then stop pressing, you'll slow down in the air, which is nice. But also, if you press the opposite direction, you instantly turn around, which I think feels good. Okay, so less maze-like. That's fine by me. Mazes are... I mean, I love mazes, but they're not very puzzly, right? They're just like, find the way. Try directions. Wait, what's happened? How did I end up in the wall? I wasn't watching. I wasn't watching. How did I end up in the wall? How did that happen? I wasn't watching. Did anybody see what happened? I was like doing this. How did that happen? I'm gonna have to look at my own stream. Okay, hold on. Let me get my stream off on my phone. Live. I am live. Okay. Let's tap back a bit. Okay. What happened? Okay. Whoa. Oh my god, it's so weird. I was like in the corner, and then it suddenly fell down and zoomed to the right. The ball suddenly jumped on the floor and went rightwards. How? Is it just going to happen again? I was just like standing in this position. And they just suddenly went, whoop. I was like talking over here. I was like moving the window around. What made it happen? I could understand, so the reason it might happen, I'm wondering whether it's a kind of like the ticks, like something not happening when I'm like not on the window, and then like the velocity kept increasing. Because if the velocity were high enough, I would fall through into the next thing. But I don't see why the velocity would have been high enough. I was doing like this a lot, wasn't I? And I stood in the corner. The velocity must have gotten really high somehow. How? Weird. Oh no, it's a Heisenberg. How do we make that happen again? It's just like in that corner. Yeah, but like, I don't think I'm going to see anything weird. I mean, might as well check, right? Well, the acceleration is always the same, so I guess I'll console log the velocity just to see if it's doing anything weird. So the velocity that actually applies is the velocity at this time, so we'll just log that. I wonder if it's like, because like Chrome can like make pages sleep when you're not focusing on them, right? I wonder if it's got anything to do with that. So currently my velocity is 0, cool. And if I land here, my velocity is 0. In fact, yeah, like I would always collide with the floor, and therefore the velocity would always be at 0. It's not like it can build up over time. How do I make it happen again? Could it be anything to do with like that gap there? Yeah, it must have been a cosmic ray caused this. It's funny that you can see like a little jump there. If like I was sticking slightly into this wall and it detects this gap, well, I still get a floor collision there. I was like talking to you. I resized my window a bit because I couldn't quite see some stuff. I mean, the page is still running. Do I just have to leave it long enough? Do I just pretend it didn't happen? Then why would it have zipped to the right as well? Why would that have happened? I actually don't know. There's nothing that applies velocity rightwards. There's something that like repositions me, but only to like the center of the tile. Nothing. This is down or left. Turn both of them. Why would I have gone through the floor? And why would I move rightwards? Okay, what I need to look at back in my live stream is whether... Was it here? When did that happen? Then, okay. Okay. What did the motion look like? I wonder if it was a long frame for some reason. But the rightwards motion still doesn't make sense though. So that would explain falling into the floor, but not why I would suddenly zoom off to the right. Oh, hold on. No, that doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm gonna look at this happening again. So let's put it I can put it in slow motion. Zoom in. Settings. Playback speed. Quarter. Okay, I can basically, yeah. Jumping around, doing a bunch of zigzaggy things. And then I do that. I did that. I hit that wall a few times, hit that wall a few times. I jump, I land in the corner. And then, do I move tile by tile or something else? Really hard to tell. I think I am moving tile by tile. Would that happen? Yeah, because like the left pro would see there's a wall there and go, no, we shouldn't be in here. You should be in here. Right. So that's just the weirdness of being in the ground. Okay. Yeah. Don't I need to... Ooh, that's a thing I need to sort out. So I swap the floor and seal of this. Well, so it's not something I have to fall out if I can't fall into... If I don't fall into the floor, it's not something I have to sort out. So I did a lot of this. I jumped against this wall, I jumped against this wall, I came over here, I jumped into the corner. I landed like pretty perfectly in the corner. Somehow. Yeah, debug by YouTube. It's a good job I'm streaming. I then went away. Like, I'm just kind of curious if like somehow... Oh, I made it happen. Okay, and it crashes because I got outside the bounds of the level. My velocity didn't increase, or did it? We gotta make it happen again. Hold on. I think... let me do this. And then come back over here. I was just like resizing a window over here. Does resizing a window make it happen? Resize. Do a bunch of stuff, jump over here, jump over here, jump over here. Land in this corner, land in this corner, like that. Come and resize stuff over here. Resize, resize, resize. Like, I think it happened both times when I was resizing a window. Which makes it sound like maybe like, yeah, Chrome is having a bit of a hiccup. Let's like do something else in Chrome, like, or what if I just do something in this tab, like, go look at the He Who Watches page again. Let's stop this. It probably is a slow frame, and I should probably just make my probes not frame rate dependent. That makes sense, right? Do some more resizing. Sure, He Who Watches is the trailer for He Who Watches that we were looking at yesterday. Close that. What if I like drag these windows around? Okay, nothing's happening. Oh, you can't get off the performance tab while this is happening. If only I could make it happen again. Oh wait, I can't move at all now. Wait, what? Why? I can't move at all now. The game just stopped running? It wasn't even logging anything. I mean, I could probably simulate a lower frame rate somehow. Does Chrome DevTools have that? Or maybe in the performance tab. No. That'll be like network throttling, right? Yeah. Devices. So I wonder if, yeah, there's just like some amount of like memory has to build up and then the garbage collection happens and it causes it to stutter and then the velocity is too high and it goes through the floor. Add a cheat key to make the delta time double or triple. As in just times it by, times the delta time. And it'll act as though, wouldn't that act as though that'll just make it seem like it's going faster, right? Like more frames per second. Do I need to like half? Oh. To simulate a frame skip. Yeah, I suppose. Like a key that if the key happens, like add on some time. Yeah, that makes sense actually. I still want it to just happen again though. I don't think it's got anything to do with where I'm standing. Let's stop profiling again. Because it takes ages to save if I store up for that long. Let's go again. Can I make it happen again? Nope. Nope. Okay. Great. I wonder if I'm like causing any... I shouldn't be causing any memory buildup. I'm not allocating anything. in any of this. I don't think. Okay, I could simulate a frame skip. Sure, let's do it. If event key is, how do you do like letters? JavaScript event key. Oh, I've still got the profile running. I bet it happens now while this is like saving. So for letters, keycode lists. I can say, oh, it's just the name of the letter, key A. Okay, let me get this running again in case it happens. So I think if I do like B, sure. Skip frame, true. And we'll just like, we'll do this in the hacky way, we'll add a global. Skip frame, false. If skip frame is true, let's set skip frame to false. But also, I could like shift the previous timestamp further back. I think that would actually work. So this is like basically it's an extra step back if I press A. Console log, skip frame. Okay, let's just stop. Oh, it happened. No, after I stopped profiling, I knew that was going to happen. I fell two down. Okay. So let's just double check. B. Yeah, the frame skip's happening. So if I do this, yeah, you can see the behavior gets a bit weird. I think. Can you see the behavior gets a bit weird? Maybe not. Let me do key down instead. Oh, that was key down. Or key press. So what am I doing? What I'm doing is setting previous timestamp to be previous timestamp minus the difference between the current timestamp and the previous timestamp. So basically it's double the distance away. I mean, sure, let's just do it the simpler way. Delta times equals 2. Times equals 10. Let's make sure it's noticeable. Let's. Okay, well it's very noticeable. Suddenly it skips out a bunch. So if I'm on the floor and I press it, yeah, I fall in. I should just make my my probes not based on like projecting a frame forward, just projecting some distance forwards. That makes more sense, right? So projected distance, basically, projected player distance shouldn't be like this. It should just be whatever direction that is, sine times some number of pixels. For example, I mean, it would be tiny. So we could just do... Let's do that, I guess. Math.sine that times 0.5. And then there's another place I'm probing, which is down here. Well, another place where I'm projecting forwards. It was this. 0. Oh wait, this player position is not. Yeah, this is not in pixels. This is in unit, in like cells. So I'm gonna do like 0.5 or something like that. 0.5. I shouldn't change my units all over the place, should I? So 0.05. Okay. Okay, now I don't fall through. If I skip a bunch of frames. Other stuff. Other bad stuff's happening. No. Why is other bad stuff happening? I've probably just broken something. So that was minus 12 divided by 60 on this machine, so minus 0.2. Wait, I'm getting all mixed up, aren't I? Velocity is... No, it must be in cells, right? Because my player position is in cells. Yeah, okay. Wait, but that would be 12 cells. No, 12 cells per second? That's clearly not how fast I'm going. But the player position is in cells. Yes. So this means 12 cells per second. I guess it might be, with the gravity applied as well. Let's make the numbers what they would have been. And so what was this? What did this say up here? Good points. Although that wasn't gravity, or the jumping, sorry. What were the numbers up here? It was... Oh, it was based on the velocity. It was the velocity divided by frames per second. So it was basically divided by 60. What's my velocity going at? 12 again. So I guess the same number. Let's do this then. So it's the player position plus 0.2 in the right direction. Okay. Okay. Does coyote time still work? Maybe not. Okay, I can't jump up through there. That still works. Yeah. Skip frames. Okay, skipping frames isn't going to the floor. It is skipping sideways, but that's fine. So yeah, if I like run towards the edge, I can skip through the wall. Ah! Oh no! But I guess skipping, how many frames am I skipping? Quite a lot, right? What did I make it do? I made it skip 10 frames. But still, it shouldn't happen, right? Because I'm doing all my collisions based on a non-frame rate dependent probing. But that doesn't matter. Yeah. Because like, if I probe the tile next to me and that's empty, but then move, and I move enough distance to cover 10 frames, then I might end up in a wall. Yeah. That's why, actually, the right thing to do is go... Actually, what's the right thing to do there? There we go. What is the right thing to do there? Oh gosh, I'm in the floor. There we go. Yeah, you're right. Like, basically, in a physics tick, if it takes quite a long time, then it's going to want me to move into a specific place over here, but I need to have like actually checked along the way. But that's just inherently wrong though, right? Because like if a physics tick takes that long, I don't want to be continuing at the same velocity the whole time. I want other things to be happening during it. Like, I almost don't want my physics to be like frame rate independent. I want the physics to happen. I want the game to slow down if the frames slow down. And it's just simpler, right? And then I don't have to worry about anything. I think life would be a lot easier if I just... Oh, but I do want the... No, that's not quite right. I basically want it to only slow down to a certain degree. Yeah, that's it. That's the solution. Let it slow down a certain amount. Because my MacBook is 120 frames per second, so I can't like just pick a frames per second for it to run out, because then it'll run at different speeds and different things. So I need to make it frame rate independent, but if it gets to a certain slowness, I just want to like let it go that slow, because I don't want to skip out some of the physics. As long as enough physics happens, because the physics aren't that important, as long as enough physics happens, yeah, that's true. I could do that. Is like detect the FPS at the start, and then just treat that as the fixed frames per second for the whole thing. It's not a terrible idea. I mean, of course, if somebody starts the game and at the start it's really slow, then we still have the same problem. What would it take to do what I just suggested, basically? Basically, I'm just limiting delta time, right? Isn't it that simple? Can't I just say, if delta time is like more than... what would be reasonable? So this is 10 times 16 milliseconds, so 160 milliseconds. If it's more than... I think I'll just do that. If delta time is more than 100 milliseconds, or maybe even less than that, like, nope, 50 milliseconds. Oh, that is in milliseconds. So if it's greater than 50, then delta time is 50. Yes, exactly. I think that makes a lot of sense. obviously, if I want to test this thing, I should do this. So what I should see if I skip frame is it actually just slows down. But it'll only happen for a moment, so it's not even going to matter that much. I think I'll accept this. Did I just jump? Did I just jump from down here onto there? Or did I jump from here? Because jumping from here is fine. I feel like I just jumped from here though. Maybe not. Do I have to look at my stream again? I think this is going to be fine then, if I just limit it like that. Okie dokie. Does my coyote time work? So that just worked perfectly then. Does my anti-coyote time work? Yep, works perfectly. As far as I can tell, I'm not falling through the floor. I'm skipping frames. I think that's good. We'll just leave it like that. As long as it works in most cases, I'm happy. Okay, actually, just to test it a little bit better, let's make skip frame the thing that toggles on and off when I like press it and release. B, skip frame, false, so I don't toggle it off here. Oh, that's the wrong thing, that's jumping. Okay. So if I hold it, I'm basically at the slowest it should be. In fact, let's log, let's not log that. Let's not log that. Where are my other logs? Get rid of you. Let's just log the frames per second. Because that's based on the delta sign. Okay. Okay. So it's about 60. And if I hold B, it's at 20. Yeah, okay. Wait, the game goes faster. Oh, I can go through walls. Wait. Oh, it's because I removed the frame rate dependence of stuff. What were these numbers? I should just change it back to what it was, right? Although this should still be good. Shouldn't it? I guess maybe like... Why is it going faster? That much time has passed. Oh no, hold on. Yes, because it will go fast, because I'm not actually simulating skip frames. I'm like telling it like lots of frames has happened. Yes, this isn't like a good simulation, is it? However, it is a concern that I was able to like go through stuff while holding it down. You can see me like be able to drop into the floor slightly. It's like maybe I even want to limit it before then. Wow, look, it's like trying to get through the floor, and if I jump off here, I probably will go through the floor. No, I didn't. Oh, I went through there. Somehow. How am I getting through those? How is that happening? Somehow. But nonetheless, what I'm observing, the behavior I'm observing there is what would happen if the game did slow down. It's just happening fast. It's happening at 60. But the behavior is as though it were happening at 20 frames per second. Basically, I just want my limit to be lower. This isn't that high though. I mean, it's fairly high, 50 milliseconds for a frame. Does that just imply that my probes need to be further away from me? Because if I'm falling towards the ground... Ooh, why is physics so horrible? And remind me what are the units of these? I should really write this down somewhere. So player position is in cells. So this is cell. So if like my probes are always like half a cell away. No, it's not my probes, it's my projected position. I think I would rather just keep this as what it was, which was that divided by FPS, right? I hope. And then this was similar. It was minus 12 times FPS. Because it's that, but over a single frame. Oh. So move the character before rendering you check. That's how it was working yesterday, Marcus. And then it ended up being simpler for me to invert it, so I'm like projecting ahead. But yeah, like those are definitely equivalent. But it ended up being a bit easier for me to write the code this way around, where I project ahead. Oh, divide by FPS, that's the issue there, almost certainly. Okay. Okay, and what happens if I go slowly? Oh, this actually feels good. Oh, I think I fixed it? I'm gonna question nothing. But yeah, this feels great. Don't question it, okay? It's totally fine. There are just random numbers everywhere, but it's totally fine. I think if I got to a certain velocity, I would go through the ground, but that is just a general physics problem, and as long as I avoid that velocity being possible, like, should we figure out what that velocity is? Where's my level? It's here. We could just, like, get rid of these. Oh, that is not where I land. I land here. Okay, so that doesn't go through the ground. Does that go through the ground? Nope. Does it if I do this? Yes. So if I drop those frames, then I go through the ground. I mean, what I could do is do two probes, right? One closer to me. Wait, is that right? No, one further away from me. Hey, I can get into that other room. Hey, we should make a puzzle game, which is where you have to like slow down the frame rate in order to do stuff. So what's happening is, when the frame rate is really slow, we're jumping quite far ahead. And so why is it not seeing a collision, basically? Because it's only looking... No, it should be looking where I'm going to be next. And it should see, oh, where I'm going to be next. There's floor. But where I'm going to be next, it then sets the position to be the space above the floor that it detects. So yeah, it's detecting floor and going, okay, I'm going to be on top of that floor, but it's detecting floor that's 2 layers deep. Yes. Okay. And so what should actually happen is it should detect the first floor. And so what they should do, if I was being smart, is like project in steps, like do a raycast basically, as you said earlier. Change it from a point cast to a raycast. Check for the first floor I hit. And presumably I could do enough of those that it basically would become impossible for me to fall through the floor. The thing is, I don't actually have to do that because I know I'm in a grid-based world and I could just be like, let's just check every cell between where I am and where I'm going to end up. I don't have to divide things up. I can just say, is this like... Should we just do that? Should we change it to a cell-based raycast, basically? Yeah, but I don't... Yeah, you're right, basically. I'm suggesting it could be pixel-based, but it doesn't need to be pixel-based, right? It just needs to be cell-based. I just need to go, is there something in the next cell below me? Is there one, the cell after that, etc.? Between me and the projected position. Can I be bothered? Maybe not now. Maybe we save that for later. But there's no point doing half cell, right? Because if I just iterate over the integers, it's like integer cell positions, I will see a cell if there is one there. Like I'll see a wall if there is one there. So how would that work, actually? Let's think about how annoying that would be to implement. So... No, that's definitely correct. That's 100% what's happening, right? Like, I don't fall through the floor until the frames are slow. And then I do fall through the floor. Yeah, okay. So to fix that, what I'm doing here is I'm working out which cell to check. But I actually need to check every cell between where the player is. Ugh. It's not that horrible. I could pass in the actual player position here. That's the projected position. And then we iterate between the two. And if we find a wall, then we actually return the position next to that. Let's do it. Those two are just the same, so I could just like avoid having those. That's the thing that I'm iterating up to. If it's the same as the cell I'm in, then I just have to do nothing, because if I'm in that cell, then I'm assuming it's empty. But then maybe that would be a good way to like snap back out. So still iterate it anyway. Well, I don't want to check the cell I'm in, right? No, let's just check the cells below where I am. So it's every cell after where I am up until the probe one. Okay, which might be none. Okay, let's say probe Y. Left probe X, right probe X. It's just that and that. Oh, I'm changing too much. Then we loop from so start Y, sorry, is going to be player position Y. Why is there the 0.5? Oh, because the probes are offset slightly. That's fine. Hold on. Projecting forwards. Yes, because the probe's going to be at the bottom of the character. So it's wherever the bottom of the character is. Yes, okay. So the player positions. Either plus 0.5, yeah, or if we're going upwards, minus 0.5, yes. So that will give us the starting Y, but actually not that. That's plus or minus 1. That plus or minus 1, so plus 2. Yes, rounding the bottom of the character or the top of the character, depending on whether we're doing an upwards check or a bottom or a downwards check, to the nearest cell. But we don't want to check that one. No, we do want to check that one. Do we want to check that one? No, yes. Yes. So we'll loop between start Y and probe Y in their direction, because we might be going upwards. So for let Y equals start Y, Y is less than or equal to probe Y, Y plus equals dir to go the right direction. If we find something, if we find something at Y, hold on, it's gonna be that. If we find something at Y, there's no way this isn't just breaking everything. At left probe X or at right probe X, then we return Y minus, yeah, that's right. Otherwise, if we end up coming out of this and we haven't detected anything, then we return null. Well, so dir is either 1 or minus 1. So 1 would be downwards direction and minus 1 would be upwards direction. So this is going to loop upward, like it's going to be, Y is going to get smaller if we're going upwards because the lower cells are upwards. Oh, ooh. So we have an issue there. You're right. That's what you're mentioning, isn't it? Yeah, that comparison is assuming a certain direction. How do I fix that? By math absoluting them? No, not by math absoluting them. By... I mean, I could just do that, right? Yeah. Well, so while it's not the probe, yeah, that's an easy solution. Okay. No, but I want it to last until after the probe. I want the probe to also be counted. Well, so if it's not probe plus dir. Okay, there's no way this is gonna work. Is this gonna work? I feel like this is not gonna work. Okay, then we do the same thing for horizontal, or should I just test it on verticals for now? Let's just test it on verticals for now. Is there anything else I need to change? Probably. What happens if we get a crash? 161. Can't read properties of undefined. What's undefined? Is it this? What's Y right now? Nan. Why is Y nan? Start. I'm assuming start Y is nan. Yep. Y. Play. Oh, because I haven't passed in player position to here. Okay. And I changed this one even though I'm not using it yet, so I'm going to pass it in. And here, and here, and there's another vertical probe there. So much vertical probing. Okay. And then we don't fall through the hole. Why? Oh, is that actually expected? Oh, I can't jump. What am I... Wait. Oh. Am I landing on the wrong thing? We broke it. Okay, in what way? Oh gosh. Is it detecting the floor below the floor? So, vertical probe. Probing between start Y, probe Y. 13, 13, 14, 14. Is that currently looping? Yes. Okay. That kind of makes sense because I'm like falling into the floor and then getting pushed out of it. Hold on. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I could do. And if I... Eventually I'll end up doing that, won't I? So what's happening here? Probe position X. I mean, I could check what these are probing. And then, oh, so we're also probing, okay, so yeah, probing between 13, 13, and 13. Makes sense. So that's going to be 13. That's fine. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's checking these cells and these cells. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, these cells and these cells. So the X's must be wrong? Somehow? Ten and 12. Yeah, that's wrong. How's that happening? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's checking that one. Why is that happening? Right probe X, probe position X plus 0.5. Probe position X should be like just down a bit. Plus 0.5 should be there. I definitely got these floors and seals right the other day. Oh no, but yeah, sealing up would... But I haven't changed this. This is what it was a second ago. That was a seal. And there was a reason for that being a seal. Wasn't there? Right probe X is probe position, which will be like in the same position as the player, plus 0.5. Sealed up, yeah, it's going to end up being that number. But why was this working fine before? There was a reason I was doing it like that. Oh, I've still got the code down here, which is like, this is horizontal, but it's the equivalent. So it's like this and this. Oh, there's a -1 here. Did I lose a -1? That's what happened. I lost a -1. I might actually just like, let me do a git diff. I can bring that over. We can have a look together. Floor probe? Oh gosh, I haven't actually updated it in ages. I lost that -1. There we go. That's what's happening. I lost the -1. Okay, and now I can fall down as well. Yay! There's gonna be other issues though, right? There's gonna be other issues. It's hard to fall down here without being in exactly the right position. So I should probably add some check for that. It's similar to my... I've got a special horizontal check for that situation, so I just need to do something similar. Let's put that back on and let's like make a staircase upwards. Let's just check other things are still working. Yeah, that's still working. Oh, so what I need to check though is put that back. Two probes because I might be standing on two tiles, right? So I need a probe going on one X and a probe going on the other X. And I could simplify that a lot just by calculating one of them and then doing +1. But although not the case, because if I'm like exactly on a tile, I want them both to be probing the same tile, which is why I have a floor for one of them and a seal for the other. Okay, so then if I do this and I go fast, I don't go through the floor. I don't go through the floor. Why am I ending up higher up? How am I ending up higher up? That's from me like... Wait, how is... Okay, so I'm just holding B right now. Why am I ending up there? I'm not refreshing. I'm just like, I'm holding B, which might like make frames go fast or slow. I'm ending up at the top. That implies that the calculation of... Oh gosh, don't zoom. Ah, what was the zoom of this before? View. How do I... Sublime, reset, zoom. Oh, is this control 0? No, it's not. It does not work. What was it at? Wow. Preferences menu, font resets. Preferences menu, font. There we go. There we go. No, Sublime just doesn't support Control 0 for whatever reason. Okay, so what? What? And how? It's really weird. Okay, there we go. I have to like start skipping frames at a certain point. I'm ending up there. Okay, so let's figure that out. So I don't know if I need this anymore, but what I do want to know is why am I getting set to a very strange position, which I think is what's happening here. So if we check what this is returning. Yeah, it was saying 6.5. 6.5. So that is why. It's the why it's probing. It's the why it's probed and found the wall. Minus the dir. So if it found. Yeah, so in the opposite direction to the direction I'm probing. Plus 0.5. Why would that ever be 6.5? Weird. Let's find out the individual bits of this. So, why dir? Oh, I wonder if it's like an... Oh, it's an upwards probe. An upwards probe? Right, it's detecting the wall above. The ceiling. Resetting me to where the ceiling is. Hello, Leon ist halt so. What Windows do you have? This is not Windows, this is Ubuntu Linux. Why is it detecting the ceiling? I'm not falling upwards. Although, I see... Do I see? I don't really see. I do an upwards check, but only in the projected direction. My projected direction is in the direction of my velocity. So I shouldn't be getting an upwards collision. Oh! Oh! I recognized it as German. I did German at school, although I can't speak it very well. Guten Abend. Guten Abend. Can you say that also just for hello, or is that just goodbye in the evening? I don't remember my German at all. So I see what's happening. I totally see what's happening. It's projecting forwards. It's It's projecting that direction, encountering a so it's going, oh, okay, so in the future my distance is going to be basically in this wall. It's detecting this as an up collision. No, if it were doing that though, my position would get reset to there. I can probably fix this just by not doing collisions in the directions that aren't relevant. Oh, which I am doing. No. No, I'm not. I am? I'm not. So my vertical collision must be returning 6.5. It's looping upwards to hit that. No, this is Sublime Text Editor. Oh, which apparently I've gotten registered. I do have a license. I guess I've just not set up the license on there. Has it been popping up the license box? I've not even noticed if it has. I've not noticed it at all. But I have a license. I should update it. So this is projecting forwards. It must be detecting a thing there. But that's not actually above me. Yeah, that's the issue. Oh. Oh, that is horrible. Oh no. So what's happening is it's submitting this as the probe location and then iterating upwards until it hits a wall. And it would just keep continuing iterating forever upwards because it's waiting until it's equal to the probe position, but it's never going to be, but it's going upwards until it's finding that. Oh, this is disgusting. I should only check in the direction I'm actually going, right? Yes. I still want to do both of them. Do I? Do I actually still want to do both of them? I don't know if I do. Because my whole reason for even keeping up collision here, like even when I don't care about the up collision, was that I wanted to use it when doing the anti-coyote time, but I'm recalculating it anyway based on my current position, not the projected one. So I don't actually need both. I just need, yeah, I can go back to just, okay. It is a good thing I had a ceiling. So let's just do this in one direction. So this is just going to be vertical collision. It's going to depend on the direction that we're moving. Math, sine, player, velocity, y. Then we're going to have, should we do the same for this? Let's just figure it out for vertical at the moment. Then we don't need that anymore. So at this point, but now how do I check if it's a down collision or not? Easy. I just say, do we have a vertical collision? And is our direction, is our velocity greater than 0? Yeah. Yep. Or maybe even greater than or equal to 0. Yep, vertical collision. Cool. That's on ground. What would even happen if I let that infinitely loop? Well, it would end up indexing -1 in an array that doesn't have a -1 in it, so it would crash. On ground, layer velocity, player velocity. I love how I just read that and almost just accepted it. Okay, so then we have vertical collision. And since it's only in one direction, it's going to be fine. We'll leave that as is. So did I ever use up collision anywhere else? I did here. Well, this is just me picking between the two, and so I don't need to do that anymore. That's just vertical collision. I hope. And then this is vertical collision. If vertical collision, vertical collision. And then do we use up collision ever again? No, we don't. Do we use down collision ever again? Well, these are new. Oh, hold on. So then that's not right. Okay. Do I care about doing both of these? Probably not. Yeah, this is the second. This is the corner check, isn't it? Corner check. I don't care about doing both. I care about doing it in exactly one direction, which is going to be math, sine, player, velocity, y, vertical collision, and then we just do this. But I do need to check for ground again. It's fine. It's totally fine. If, so it's the same thing. If this on ground. Okay. Hey, I think I fixed it. I fixed it. Okay. Anything else broken? Yay! I think it's working. Coyote time is still working. Falling down holes still won't work, so I won't be able to do this unless I can perfectly line myself up, which I can't. But I can fall down that hole because I collide against the edge, and then I'm perfectly in the right position. There we go. There's a puzzle game. How do you fall down the hole? You have to put an object there to hit. There are some bits in Celeste that are a bit like that, actually. Like where you have to grab onto a wall. The raycasts are also horizontal. Not yet. I'm not currently doing it horizontally, so we'll have the same problem going horizontally. Although the horizontal speed is much more limited because it's not like there's no gravity. It's just the max speed from me pressing left or right. So I'm actually not sure it'd ever actually be possible for the same thing to happen. Okay. I should really do leniency for falling down a hole as well and going up. I can do that. It's basically just the same thing. Oh, this is really nice. I really like when you do all this stuff and then you realize how actually everything's symmetric in every direction. Falling holes, I would make the player 0.99 the width of the tiles. Ugly but could work. No, I've got a way of doing it because basically I've already done it for this situation, like slotting into there. The way I do it is I go, if I am colliding and the player is like in the middle of a tile and the space is open, don't actually collide. Just reposition myself so I'm in line with the hole. So it's just like a special check. It's like I'm considering it like a special leniency, where if I'm close to the center, it gives me extra leniency and allows me to fit in. So I can do it, which I've got here. I could just do exactly the same thing, I think. Let me commit, because what have I just done? Loads of stuff. I guess I fixed like fix bad collisions when frame rate slow. Okay. So let's add this leniency for falling into the hole. Basically, exactly the same thing, just flipped around. I definitely could figure out a way of implementing this where I just like iterate the 4 directions and then make all the equations like flip around based on whether it's vertical or horizontal, or just to make the x's and y's flip around, but it might be easier to read as it is, to be honest. Okay, so like this, player x is going to be x plus 0.5, x, y plus the, I think this is all right, yeah, and then y. Oh, that was a confusing comment, whatever. How has that just broken there? There must be something I didn't swap over. Oh, that just happens now without me speeding up the frame rate. I've clearly messed something up. X. So that's Y, that's X. Oh, no, this should stay Y and X. Whoops, yeah. But the der should be on the Y. Yeah, that's the mistake I've made. Yep. Okay. So, leniency? Yep. Hey, cool, I can go in. Can I like jump in? I can. Yeah, look at that. Oh, I missed. I missed again. Oh, it's not that lenient, I guess. Maybe I should make it more lenient? How lenient have I made it? 0.1 of a cell. Just took a break from the development of your Confounding Calendar game. I'm using Unity since I haven't learned how to use PuzzleScript properly yet. I mean, that's good. It will make your game different to everybody else's PuzzleScript games. I'm not using PuzzleScript either right now, but I'm just doing custom JavaScript stuff. No engine. What's your idea for your game, if you can say without spoiling too much? Like the general premise. Also, yeah, what are you doing, Marcos, for your Confounding Calendar? Are you doing a Confounding Calendar, or are you just focusing on your other thing? So is this not as lenient as I need it to be? Quite possibly. It's quite lenient, isn't it? Like, let's make it super lenient. Let's do like this. Half a cell. So if I land like... Oh gosh, I just like fall off things. Yeah, this is going to make me like fall off surfaces. Oh, that's actually kind of interesting. So it always applies, even if it's not the situation. Which I knew would be a thing. But that maybe make things a bit awkward when I'm just like walking off an edge. Is there like a visible... There isn't a visible shift. Maybe I should like specifically limit this to the situation where there is like where there is a thing like here. Even though this does seem fine. I don't really have any problems with it. Oh. Why did I fail to get in there? Oh. Oh, interesting. these two things are fighting with each other. Yeah, okay. I do need to make it specific to the situation. Okay. Alright. What's happening here is I'm like rubbing against this wall. It's trying to push me in there. And then I'm colliding with this surface. And it's like, oh, you're next to a hole. I'm going to push you in the hole. Basically, a circle around with boxes with only some of its sides. Oh yeah, can you enter the boxes and then push them around from the inside? Or can you just not push them from certain sides? There's a game. I think I'm thinking of like a Click Mazes game. Like this, but I think this is like the boxes have always got 3 sides to them, and the goal is to like stack all the things inside each other. I think. Wait, is that? Oh yeah, you can go inside and do this. There we go. How to do this? Oh, like this. Okay. So similar to this, I guess, but like with more variation in the sides of boxes. There you go. Yeah, this is actually a puzzle from 2003, because Clickmaters has been making puzzles for a long time. I used to play these puzzles in at school. I remember playing what's it called? Planks a lot. Are these still playable? Is that a thing? No, that's not a thing. How do you actually play? How do I play? And look, there's a physical version of it. Made by Think Fun. It got licensed to Think Fun. Original planks? How do I actually play? Oh no, this is interactive, okay. Oh yeah, you can interact with the one that you're standing at. Oh yeah, okay. So you got to get to the other side. And basically the idea is you're standing, like I started here, and because I started there, I can stand either there and there and pick up this plank. And in this case, I can stand in any of these positions and pick up either of these 2 planks. But that's too long to go that way. In fact, it would be too long to go anyway. So I guess I'm going to go this way and then this way. And you can't lay a plank on top of the edge of another plank. So what am I going to do instead? This, and then move this here maybe? And then bring this here, and put this here, and then bring the 3 over to this, and I'm done. Hey. Anyway, that's a random distraction. Oh yeah, so these 2 things are fighting. So they wouldn't fight if they would fight in certain situations, but that's fine, I can deal with that. I want them to not fight in this situation though, so it's not quite as simple as I've done it. What I've done is I'm probing, I'm saying like, if we're colliding, and my position is near the middle of a cell, then probe this position, but I also want to probe the position. Oh my gosh, okay. This is a nightmare. Yeah, people come up with puzzle designs for ages. So what I need to do is basically also probe. What I care about is if there is something. This is horrible. But sure, if there is something, so does not equal 0, in I've got so many things here that I'm gonna have to clean up later because like this won't always be correct once I've got more objects in the game. Whatever. But like this could be a function. I could just make this function like has object or has solid objects. I'll do that later. And I just give it like a position. So what I want to do is check this same thing, but the X position needs to shift in the direction that the player's moving. No, not the direction that the player's moving. Oh gosh, oh dear. I mean, I could check both. I could just do +1 and -1. I guess so. I guess so. It's kind of nasty, but whatever. I'm doing it. +1, -1, and then do the same for this. Nobody tell anybody what I'm doing. +1, -1. So now these should only happen in, so I should be able to jump to this just fine. Yeah, okay. We're quite a variety of ages. Because I guess I must be in the middle here. So you must be 23-ish, I'm 33, and then 50. There we go. I think I'm 33. Is that what I am? Yes. It's nice having a birthday, being born in a year which is like the exact decade. It makes working out your age a lot easier if you don't remember your age. Okay, so that works. And then do I fall in here? Yep. So the only potentially weird situation here is if, okay, let's create a particular setup. Let's cover up this hole and then do this, this, this. Okay. So I think it'll prioritize something here. I think it'll prioritize falling down the hole. Yeah, which is maybe fine. So if I walk, I think it's going to make me go down the hole. Yeah. That kind of feels rubbish, doesn't it? I feel like you should be able to walk across that gap. Unless I stop, right? Maybe. Oh gosh. I could do. Marcus. Giving me ideas. You could say I should only fall down the hole if I'm not like trying to accelerate to the side. You're totally right, aren't you? How does acceleration to the side currently work? I have left pressed. What does that do? Left press does that. So well, I could just say like if only do this thing if those aren't pressed, which makes sense. Like if I were trying to fall down a hole, I'd let go. Oh, it's horrible, but it's also good. So the leniency check for falling through the floor will only happen if not left pressed And not right pressed. Not right pressed. And all this stuff. Well, this is a nightmare, isn't it? Now I can walk over, or I can stop and fall. Wow. Hey, we're creating like the perfect physics engine. That's all that matters, right? Who needs box 2D? What just happened then? I'm speeding up the frames at the moment, so I don't really mind. I think that actually might be good. I think what's happening there is something. It's fine. I think I'm like hitting the corner, and it's like, yeah, because there's a corner check. I'm hitting the corner, embedding in the corner, it's lifting me up. And I'm actually fine with that. Okay. Wow. Okay, commit. That's true. Should I implement quantum mechanics and then just build my game on top of that? What have I just done? Allow leniency for falling down holes. That should actually also work for jumping up between two things. Because I didn't do anything that was directionally dependent there. So if we do this, get rid of that. Oh, I don't have a way over. Okay. Oh. Jump, jump, jump. Over we go. Oh, it doesn't work. Why not? Did I do something that was directionally dependent? I might have done actually. Vertical collision, direction, so that'll be -1. I think this should work. Console log here. Oh, oops. Oh, we're getting here a lot. Oh yeah, because there are vertical collisions. Oops. If dir equals -1, console log here. So only if it's an upwards collision. Okay. Should I get rid of that log? Where's that coming from? Here. There's so much cleanup to do. Okay, so there's no vertical collision right now. So what's stopping me from jumping? Right, what's stopping me from jumping is this thing over here. This doesn't have any leniency. Oh dear. Okay, let me make my jump bigger. Double the jump. Okay. Now let me raise that thing up. I think we'll have leniency while we're flying through the air. Ah. Did I admit that too high? Oh yeah, no, I am getting this about the license. I should add my license. So I think if I do this, yeah, okay, I did have leniency. But not when I actually start the jump. It's not that much leniency though. You gotta be pretty lined up. There we go. Oh, I have to do the same check. I could clearly simplify a lot of this. We're gonna do it the bad way to begin with. Should we? Okay, let's move that to jump velocity. Should my jump velocity be directional? Whatever. Jump. I guess my walk velocity is good both directions, so whatever. Jump velocity 24 for now. Keeping a big jump. Then. Oh, that's also the jump velocity there. So this is the probing. It's probing upwards, but I want leniency. Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not just this. It's not like, yeah, it's this, or there's a gap and there's two walls on either side. Okay. Like, how necessary is this? I think if I don't have this, I like, if I stand like under, I jump up. Oh no, actually, it's totally fine. So actually, I think that might solve everything. I must have added that for some other purpose earlier. That it's probably important, but I'm now pretending it's not. So do I get leniency? Well, the collision's happening, which is good. I'm not seeing the leniency, but I might not be close enough. Let's just make the leniency. The leniency is defined in the code. Vertical collision. It's like this number. So let's make it like half a cell. Yeah, okay. It's very lenient. Maybe I should be quite lenient. Oh, have different leniency for up and down? The fact that I was struggling to jump up is of concern though, isn't it? Yes. So I can have a different leniency for each direction. Okay, this is fine though. Alrighty. I can jump across that gap. I can also fall down that gap if I land close enough to it. I mean, maybe having high leniency for both is good anyway. It's interesting that I wiggle. Oh, I wiggle because I need to set... No, I am setting velocity. Whatever. It's a tiny wiggle. Who cares? It's because it's like resetting me for that one. Yeah, then letting go of... Yeah, okay, it's fine. That's fine. All this work on the physics. And the physics don't even really matter in this game. Does this feel good? Ooh, oh no! I can't get jump out of here now. Wait, can I jump through that gap still? Oh gosh. Okay, hold on, let me put my jump back to normal. Oh, now I can get up there. Yeah, I'm just juicing the game. I can still get in there. Can I still get in there from here? No, I wedge. Why do I wedge? Oh. Oh, I can do it. I have to like jump while I'm up there. Why do I wedge? That's not ideal. That was working great before. Now it's not. I don't even know what's happening there. Is it like, does it just eventually go, or is that after hitting up a bunch of times? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. Like my alignment's just not good, and the leniency isn't working because this isn't the leniency situation anymore. Yeah, I've made the leniency situation different. Therefore, this isn't counting and it's not fitting me in. It does sound like a film title, doesn't it? The leniency situation. Was there even really a good reason for me to changing the leniency situation for horizontals? I'm not sure there was. I can get in there. Can I walk across? Can I get in here? Yes. Can I jump through this gap? If I'm close enough, yes. Can I walk across the gap if there's a hole in the floor? If this works, I'm just moving on with my life. Yeah. Can I fall through the gap? Yes. That'll do. I don't see any issues. Okay. Sure, it's fine. Sure, it's totally fine. That's fun. I can just about escape that. Jump through here. Yeah. Okay. As long as I don't feel anything feels weird, it's fine. And if I zoom around, which I can do, anything weird happen? I can fall in there. This seems fine. So this test level actually started as a test level in puzzle script, and I just pasted that over. You'll see there's stuff in the test level that I haven't actually modeled in the game yet. But none of that's like the layout I want it to be anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, okay, this feels good. I'm gonna leave it like this. No issues. And I guess I'll do some tidy up at some point. Gonna have a busy few days, unfortunately, so I might not get back to this until like Thursday or Friday, maybe. I'm gonna stop for now. How much time do I have? It's 12th of November. I guess I've got to the end of the month. The actual game mechanics will be hard. The next like tricky thing is going to be. Whoa! What just happened then? Can I? Oh, I can jump after spawning. Why? I'm not on the ground. Wait, can I? Yeah. There is multi-push. There's friction. The green things are currently crates, so there will be crates in the game, or like, not crates, there'll be like boulders, I think, or something. And they need to be able to be pushed. But I need a kind of animation system. I just need to make an animation system next. So like if I push on this, and I guess how that should work, how I'm imagining that should work, is that if I'm holding right against this for like some duration of time, like it should be fairly short, but not enough that I can accidentally push it right, if I'm just walking into it. But so for some duration of time I'm pushing into it, then I commit a kind of transaction to an animation queue, or like a kind of game update queue, which is saying, oh, do this push. And then the game update queue should figure out what should move and then animate it. This is not going to be easy, is it? Yeah, it is like that. That is basically, the way he's done that is how I would do it as well. But his is kind of worse because his is worse because he actually has real-time mechanics, like stepping onto platforms that are moving in the water. Whereas I don't have that. I'm going to skip animations. If you move while the animations happen, I'm just going to skip them. There's no like jumping onto something while it's moving or anything like that. Yeah, that was cool. I just fit through down that gap to get here. So yeah, basically I'll put like game state changes onto the animation system. It's a transaction. It will then work out what to do. It will animate that. If there are more input presses during that time, it will skip the animation, not do the animation. That's everything. That's it. Easy. Easy peasy. And if I keep the animation system pretty simple, like I'm not doing any like tweening or anything. Sorry, not doing any like like animations of sprites or anything. It's just things sliding around. I mean, I might do animations of sprites later. Alrighty. Thanks, Marcos. So I'll continue. I'll also need to do some tidy up. I'll maybe do that on stream or off stream, I'm not sure. There's lots I could tidy up though, for sure. But hey, it's working. I have physics. Oh yeah, and I guess the other point, did I even say this, is that like pushing is grid-based. So I'm not going to be able to push like partial cells. So if I do push on this, it should animate into the next cell and move the player into the next cell. Which seems fine. Basically, I just take control, sort of. I take control of the player's position while the animation's happening and move the player to a target position. And then after that, we check, do things need to fall? Etc. Ooh. Guess I'll have to do player falling again, yeah. So there'll need to be like player falling as part of the transaction system on top of my normal player falling. Because when a player falls as part of the transaction system, it's going to be in sync with all the boxes falling and stuff. So if you push a box off a ledge and somehow at the same time the player's falling off a ledge, I'm not even sure that's possible. But if that did happen, I'd want them both to fall in sync with each other rather than like deferring back to the physics. So basically the physics needs to halt while the animations are happening and then bring the physics back only once it stops. Okay, cool, it's gonna be fine. Player could remain off grid while the crates are on grid. Yeah, that's basically what's gonna happen. But I think to make it look fine, like look good, when I push a block, I want the player to move exactly one unit as well. So it's like they're pushing it the whole way. That should be fine, I think. Anyway, yep, that's everything for today. Am I going to bed? Maybe. There's so much to do. There's so much stuff to do. There's so much stuff to do. All right. Thanks for watching, folks. See you next time I stream. Which probably, unless maybe I squeeze some in early in the week. It might be fine if I can get other stuff done. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.